You may or may not know this, but I'm actually a book girly. I'm sorry you had to figure out this way. Hi, I'm Jasani. This is my YouTube video. Right now I am being asked by a lot of people to come back to YouTube and stuff. So I am, but I'm doing it in my way this time. My way or the highwayman, okay? Let me get some light in here. It's kind of dark. I think this might be a little too bright. Hold on. Yeah, you know what? Let's just forget about lighting because I have on my other lamp and it doesn't look like it did much of a difference. But today I wanted to talk about my TBR. This is something, it's gonna sound really ambitious, but I want to finish this by the end of the year. Currently it is December 15th. And the end of the year is in like 15 days or a little more than 15 days. Absolutely not happening, but I can at least pretend, and I would be satisfied if I at least get 2 of these books read. This is my physical TBR, but I also have things on my tablet that I also read. So for starters, we're gonna start off with The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. This book is up here because when I met my boyfriend and I started dating him a year ago, I told him that I would read this book. And it has been an entire year since I've met him, and I have still not read this book. And I am determined to get through this book. He is a really big like Lord of the Rings fan, has all of the books. I'm still trying to get through the first one. I did read this in like middle school, maybe in like 6th grade. I remember it being long, even though it's a really tiny book. I remember it being long, a lot of confusing characters, a lot of confusing plot points. But I'm gonna try my best. Maybe by Christmas, ooh, that's really close. Maybe by the end of the year to finish this book. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen though. Next one up is Vicious by V.E.E. Schwab. I don't even know where I got this from. I remember like someone talking about it, maybe a YouTuber, maybe a friend, I have no idea. But someone was like, this book is good. So I'm gonna cry if this book is not good. I bought it at the same time that I bought my copy of The Secret Garden. Let me go get it. I bought that the same time that I bought this version of The Secret Garden. I think it's so cute. I think I got it from Thrift Books, and they came the same day, and that was in the summertime. So I'm hoping that I can actually get through this book for once, because again, it's December, and this has been on my TBR since maybe July, maybe June. So hopefully I get through it. The next book is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. Marissa Meyer is one of my favorite authors, and I got this when they had like, I think it was Lit Crate, the Lit Crate special edition book. I bought that maybe 2 years ago? I think so. I bought this 2 years ago, and yes, it's Lit Joy. I bought this 2 years ago, the special edition. And I also bought this on Apple Books maybe like 5 years ago. I've been trying to read this for a very long time. And I'm hoping, because it is pretty, it's a pretty book. It sits right beside my bedstand. I want to read this. And I don't know what it is about the book, but I read the words and I'm like, I actually want to read like whoa. I'm gonna just say something else. I actually want to read Jane Austen right now. And I'll put this down and read Jane Austen and then forget that I have a book from my favorite author right here that's like signed and everything somewhere. Hold on. Oh, I suck at this. Signed, and I also have like, there are pages where she has like stuff written in. Special edition. Still haven't read it. I'm look, if I can finish this by the end of the year, I'll buy myself another special edition book for Christmas or something. I'll try, but I know that I probably won't. It's like sitting there collecting dust. I spent so much money on this book. All right. Next up, we have Strangers on a Train. There is a house in walking distance of mine that have been giving out free books for like over a month, and I walk to this house every single day with like a stack of books. And this is one of the books that I was like, you know what, this is gonna be my first read from the big stack of books, and I still have not read it. I started it. I got to page 30. There is 281 words in here, or pages in here. I don't think it should take me more than 2 days to read if I just dedicate all of my time to this book. But knowing me, I'm probably not. So, but I would love to read this. I started reading it and it seems really interesting. Like, I guess, well, they're strangers on a train, and like this one guy is like, oh my gosh, like, you're a stranger, let me tell you every single detail about myself. And the other guy's like, why are you talking to me? And I really do want to read it. Like, I really do want to read it, but I keep putting it down in favor of other books. But again, like, if I read this, I'll give myself a special treat, which is reading another one of like the 1,000,000 books I got from that house. Next up, we have the book that I got from my book club's book exchange. So recently, maybe like 3-4 days ago, my book club came together and we did like the left-right game in the book exchange or whatever. So like everyone had like a wrapped up book, and I was given this one, Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. And everyone at the table who read the book was hyping it up. They're like, oh, it's like modern, like witch coven, like just read it. So I have absolutely no spoilers. But on the back, it seems like it would be a really good read. It's about like friendship and things of that sort, which is something I would be okay reading. It is a fiction book, and technically, I don't think any of these books are in my usual genre. I was not kidding when I was bringing up Jane Austen. In fact, I have Pride and Prejudice here again. I don't know why I like this book so much, but this is actually going to be like my 3rd or 4th read. This is what I read. I read classics. This is just straight like fiction, so, well, I guess that's fiction too, but the type of books I read are just not similar. So this is a bit scary for me, but I'm excited to read it. And the person who wrapped this gift, like from book club, she is one of the people that I trust to have good book recommendations. So the fact that I got her book, I'm like, okay, like maybe it'd be good. I know she wouldn't lead me astray. So I'm very excited to read this, or to start this. And lastly, we have my Agatha Christie book, Peridot Investigates. I absolutely love Agatha Christie. I have the 4th book over here. Usually I try to buy like the same covers, like the same brand or whatever, but I did get this version. This is book number 4. This one looks cooler than this, not gonna lie. But at the other holiday party, someone gave me this book, so now I feel the need to finish the 3rd book so that I can start the 4th book. I did start this, and I usually like to like leave little notes in the margins so that when I come back to it, I can be like, oh my gosh, that's what I was thinking at this exact time. I think I have an example somewhere. Hold on. I do. I have the second version or second book right here. And like I do little notes in there. And my hope for this book is that every time I come back to read it, I'll look at my notes and have a little laugh. Or when I give out the book to someone else, they'll add their little notes as well. And then I get to come back during my read and laugh at their notes. And then it's just like a little filled up book of notes, I think would be fun. I just have to find people who would actually read the book with me. But I need to read this book. I need to finish this book so that I can finish this one. And I think that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books I need to read by the end of the year. Actually, you know what? I think it's doable. There was one weekend where I was like, you know what? Bump everything. I'm gonna finish books. And I think I sat down and finished like 5. I would just put them down and start the next one and then put it down and start the next one. It was crazy. I don't know what was happening. And I was so burned out by the end of it. But I'm really glad that I was able to do it. Anyway, it is possible. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I don't know. I'm gonna try and do it. I'm going to be so busy for the rest of the year. Like from today till honestly like January 3rd, I am going to be booked and busy. But you know what? I'm gonna try my hardest. I'm gonna try my absolute hardest to finish these books. Yeah. And then for my book club, we will be reading Fourth Wing. I've heard so many reviews of this book. I'm not sure how to feel about it. I've heard really positive reviews. I've heard awful reviews. But now it's time for me to read it myself. And normally that is a book that I would never, ever even dream about picking up in a bookstore. But I'm probably going to buy a copy, sit down, read it, and I'll actually be able to weigh in on conversations surrounding the book, which I think is crazy. I know that I am a particular reader, but I'm trying my hardest to broaden my horizons and get out of my comfort zone and read other people. Like I have Dracula over there that I was supposed to read in October, and then I was like, as much as I love reading classic books like that, I definitely need to read something else. So I'm gonna try my hardest to break out of my shell with that. And thank you for listening along to my TBR that may or may not get finished. Probably not. Don't quote me. I don't think I'm gonna finish it. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.